My name is Silas Atefu, an Ambazonian activist. Today, I want to tell you a tale of Ambazonian leadership in this Ambazonian struggle. In 2016, Barrister Bob Harmony, Tassan Wilfred, amongst others, initiated revolutionary actions against occupying French Cameroun regime in Ambazonia. This movement took a slow pace. It was only until the youthful leadership of Manchu BBC and comrades of the Coffin Revolution was poured into the actions initiated by Barrister Bob Harmony and Tassan Wilfred that the Ambazonian revolutionary struggle took flames. Cameroon somehow managed to manipulate and conspired the then leadership on the ground. But the clairvoyance of Tassan Wilfred and John Ba Akuru, amongst others, shifted this leadership once again to another youthful brand. The diaspora duo of Mark Barata and Tapang Ivo Tanko. Again, the Ambazonian revolution was brought back alive. Ambazonians were rallied by this youthful leadership once again from the diaspora and ground zero. And together, demands were made, actions were taken, Cameroon responded, and the Ambazonian revolution once again was kept alive. These two diasporan duo, Mike Barata and Tapang Ivo, handled the Ambazonian leadership revolution with fire. They galvanized Ambazonians from ground zero and the diaspora. And the steam was so hot that Cameroon government and state officials were running around the globe trying to quench this fire. Then Mike Barata and Tapang Ivo once again ceded the leadership to a much older generation. And this generation took the baton of command, and then momentum was once again slowed. Things took another slower pace. The movements and actions were much slower, and the momentum was a little different, and the steam was low. That it happened with another brilliant, bold, courageous move from Dr. Lucas Chu Ayaba. And then this packed fire of a self-defense action to resist the occupying forces of La République du Cameroun in Ambazonia for the very first time. Of course, other pockets of resistance actions have been going on before this time, but it was Daddy that triggered self-defense officially for the Ambazonian revolution. This again took fire, and then at a certain point, Cameroon managed to manipulate its way into the Ambazonian leadership once again, and the Nera abductions happened. After the Nera abduction, the Ambazonian leadership suffered again a serious blow with a great embezzlement, corruption, and mismanagement of revolutionary funds. This action dampened the Ambazonian revolutionary spirit and the possibility to galvanize the Ambazonian people to fund the revolution and fight for liberation again to a slower pace. Mark Barata and Tapang Ivo are once again back into the game. This time, not just a duo, but this time the trio of Mark Barata, Tapang Ivo, and Eric Tatotano, alias Smoke, Old Rock, as popularly known. This trio, once again, are ready to light up the Ambazonian revolutionary fire from diaspora back to ground zero, as it has always been. Ambazonians, fellow Ambazonians, it is important for the revolutionary firebrand spirit to be injected back into our consciousness and our revolutionary actions. The slow, elderly leadership, the lack of zeal, the reluctance, the caution that the elderly leadership, the elderly Ambazonian leadership continues to apply is not how revolutions are run. Revolutions are run with passion, and emotions, together with reason. The distortion caused by mismanagement, corruption, and sluggish policies and actions is over. The youthful leadership is back, and the fire and fuel is going to be injected once again into the Ambazonian revolution. Fellow Ambazonian, your revolution is coming back. It's back to where the fire was lit from the youthful leadership of Mancho BBC. It's back again to Mac Barata, Tapang Ivor Tanko, Eric Tato Tano, and there is a whole battery of youthful leadership that have been that have been assembled. Listen to what the new Ambazonian leadership is going to look like. The kind of momentum that this trio will bring into our revolution, and the energy that the Ambazonian people need to move forward. It's not going to be business as usual. The sluggish and indecision that the leadership in the past have suffered, the corruption, the embezzlement, and the bad decisions that have made our people to suffer is about to stop. It is time for those who actually will own the Ambazonian future to take over this revolution and not allow our destinies and the destinies of our children yet unborn to a generation that have no investment into that future, and who owe no responsibility, who owe no accountability to that next generation, will not be there to account to the next generation. I quite remember 2017 when Comrade Elvis Kometa in a gathering asked everybody above 40 years to stand up, and actually asked everyone below 40 years to shame those who were above 40 years. And his intention was to provoke the youthful leadership to take over, because according to Comrade Elvis Kometa, the over 40 years generation have failed this current generation, and it was time for the generation below 40 to own the Ambazonian revolution. We took it again, we gave it back to the elderly generation, and we have seen the mess that have been made with what we struggled to put together, and we are taking it back. It is time for the youthful leadership to own its place and cohabit leadership with the elders. Time for smooth talking of a leadership that is to come has passed. The youth should own this revolution and the future of and our future and the future of our children yet unborn. So be inspired, be motivated, regain your revolutionary spirit once again, and take your destinies into your hands. I remember the time when Abu Free will call me from Alabama, Silas, I'm coming down to New York so we can shut down New York. And the next day, Abu Free is on a flight to New York. Get me a place, and tomorrow we will start hitting all the doors. That is how we used to do it. I remember Mom CV would say, I need you over there in DC. Join us for some event. Join us for a meeting. That is how we used to roll, and that was a youthful action. So many of those firebrand youths that we did all the work to mobilize our people and bring this revolution to where it is today. We have to go back to the revolutionary spirit that brought us here in the first place. We salute the efforts made by all the leadership so far. Everyone have done their part, but the moment demands a revolutionary fire, and the youths are ready to bring that fire into the revolution. It is time for the youthful leadership to take precedence and cohabit with the advice from the elderly generation. But we will not let the future of our generation and the next generation into the hands of a generation that will not be held accountable. We will be held accountable for the future of Ambazonia, and we want to take responsibility. It starts with us taking that responsibility now. This is time for change. The youths are taking back the Ambazonian revolution. Thank you for watching. My name is Silas Atifu.
I'm happy I'm descendants of King Selassie I. The spirit of Jah has lifted me high. Me stronger than the lion in a jungle, no be like. So much blessings from above like rains from the sky. Yeah. I'm learning all the great things of King Shaka Zulu.